So in this video, we're going to discuss clinical trials and their respective phases. Clinical trials. So clinical trial is where you use a new medication, a new chemotherapy, a new surgical procedure, any sort of new medical intervention, and see if it actually works and whether it can be brought to market. So we start with the different phases of clinical trial. You have phase 1. And the key point in a phase 1 trial is that this consists of healthy subjects. Okay, so these are healthy subjects, and only healthy subjects are allowed to enroll in a clinical trial. And what they're testing for in a phase 1 trial is safety and toxicity of the intervention to make sure that this is safe before they try to use this particular cancer drug or whatever it is on a patient. So that's a phase 1 trial. A phase 2 trial is for patients who actually have the disease of interest. So only patients are allowed to enroll in a phase 2 trial, and what they are testing for here is whether this drug actually works. So this is efficacy. Under ideal conditions, in a small number of patients, does this drug seem to work? Okay, they don't have a control group in a phase 2 trial. It's just patients, and is this drug working? Then in a phase 3 trial, you have patients, and you're comparing this between the new treatment and the best available treatment versus best available. So in this particular type of clinical trial, you're going to have a large number of patients, and they're actually comparing the new drug versus the old drug. In a phase 4 clinical study, then we go post-marketing surveillance. So now the drug has been approved by the FDA, and now we are monitoring for rare and long-term side effects, things that would take 10 years to develop and to be able to measure. So this is rare and long-term side effects. So things that you need to know for example, Usmle. So the key point for a phase 1 trial is that this is only healthy patients are eligible. A phase 2 trial, phase 3 trial, phase 4 trial are all only for patients. Okay, so these are for patients. This is for healthy individuals only. We're testing the safety and toxicity of the drug in a phase 1 trial. We're not testing the efficacy. We're not testing if anything works in a phase 1 trial. Only in a phase 2 trial do we start to determine whether something is trying to work. So if you have a patient who has a cancer, they're really desperate for something, the only type of study that they should enroll in would be a phase 2, phase 3, or a phase 4 trial. Phase 3 is the meat of a clinical trial, and this is where you have a large number of patients and you're comparing new treatments versus the best available treatment. And these are usually randomized, and patients don't know whether they're getting the old treatment versus the new treatment. And then a phase 4 clinical trial is ongoing for many years to determine whether there's any rare or long-term side effects to the new treatment that's been suggested.